the more likely it is that you will achieve it. If you can attach a million different whys to why you want to be able to achieve something, then you are very likely to achieve it. Also with the whys, they typically have to be something that you ever go through life and it kind of feels like you're just kind of going through the motions and it just seems like the same old stuff day after day and there's not really, change to it. If so, I feel like we've all experienced this. You need to be able to stop drifting through your life, stop going through the motions, and get some sort of intentionality and reset your life. I think back to a time in my life, well actually, let me take that back. I think about every day in my life. You see, if you don't know me, my name is Marshall, and I run an agency, right? Insurance agency, and we have a bunch of people on the team, right? Probably around 100 people on the team. And we constantly have an influx of people and an outflux of people. It's just kind of how the industry works. Kind of like imagine like a sports team. How on a sports team, every single year for a college sports team, there's gonna be people that graduate and people that get sent off to the pros, they retire or whatever, right? And also every year there's gonna be that new class of freshmen, a new class of transfers of new blood in the organization on that team. So it's very similar with what we do. What I do is there's turnover, right? You'll get people that transfer in that are, they've already been in sales before. They'll get people that are new to sales, right? And then you'll get some people that it just didn't work out or, they found something else they want to do, whatever, right? There's always a new amount of people coming in. And here is something that I see all the time with people that don't have success. And it's still, even with some people that do have success, is drifting. Seasons in life where everything seems monotonous. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You're just clocking in, day out, mindlessly going through it, tired, not getting any better, nothing on the horizon that's exciting. It's just the same bland, monotonous tasks, and it doesn't really feel like you're really living life. If you've experienced that, if you know that's true in your life, if you know what I'm talking about, you need to listen to this, because drifting and living life without intentionality is the slowest death sentence that you can be given. You gotta imagine how many people live until they're 80 years old before they pass away. They look back at their life and they realize that they drifted throughout their entire life. See, drifting is a silent killer. People don't realize that they're actually drifting unless somebody like me comes along and slaps them on the butt and tells them, hey, you're drifting. What's your why? Why are we doing this? What's your purpose, right? Or until something traumatic happens in their life. I don't want anything traumatic to happen in your life for you to realize that you're drifting. So that's why I'm here to tell you. Okay, so there's really 3 different things that comes down to today when we talk about 3 things about how to reset your life and how to regain that intentionality and that focus and meaning and purpose in your life. So that way every single day you pop out of your bed and you're excited because there's something that you're working towards instead of dragging your feet out of bed. There's 3 things that allow for you to change from dragging your feet out of bed to be able to pop your feet out of bed and be excited to actually be able to go about the day and execute at a high level, like all winners do. Okay, so the first thing is figure out what you want. What the heck do you want? You need to figure out what you want. It blows my mind. People will live life, and I'll see this with people on the team. You'll see this with people that are even in sports at a high level. You'll see this with people just in general with life, where they'll live life and they'll do something with no actual intentionality and no actual purpose on why they're doing said thing. Why are you actually doing that? Why are you doing sales? What is your purpose for? Are you just doing it because? Why are you in school? Is it to go get drunk and party and hook up with people? Or is it you actually have some sort of purpose or reason behind going to university and spending all that money? Why are you on a sports team? Are you trying to get drafted or are you just trying to get fun? Regardless, whatever it is, what you want, whatever it is, you need to clearly define it. So that way you're not living in a cognitive dissonance of yourself of hey, if I'm on a sports team and I'm trying to get drafted and I'm drinking on a Friday night and I know I got a doubleheader the next day, that's me pretty frustrated. But if I'm on a sports team because I want to have fun and I'm not trying to get drafted and I'm drinking on Friday night, whatever, at least there's some sort of congruency between what I want and whatever my actions are. So the first thing is you need to figure out what you want and you need to be able to clearly with an emphasis on the word clearly, define it. How do you clearly define what it is, whatever you want? Visualize it. Figure out what is it that I want and clearly visualize it and put like a specific magnitude of it. So let's say this for example, let's say I want to get drafted. Okay, cool, you want to get drafted. What round do you want to get drafted? What's that pick? What team do you want to go to? Who do you want to be there whenever you get drafted? What do you want that call to look like? What do you want your stats to be like that allow you to get drafted? What's the day like outside whenever you get drafted? Is it raining outside? Is it sunny outside? What are you wearing? Where are you at? Like, figure out and visualize in real color and time what it is that you want. Clearly define it and make it crystal clear as this eraser, as clear as this watch, which is a $60,000 Rolex. Figure out what it is that you want. I wanted this. Whenever I bought this watch, I wanted this watch for, I didn't really learn about watches until I already started to have success because I didn't want to learn about something I couldn't get. Same thing with the cars. But probably a year ago, it's probably like, I just got this watch recently, but probably like 12, 13 months ago, I saw this watch. I was like, dang, I want that. It's a rose gold Sky Dweller Rolex. I really want that. And I visualized it. I knew it is exactly what it is that I want. So these can be big things. These can be little things. These can be milestones. These can be life goals. Figure out, clearly define, crystal clear, with all the adjectives you can imagine, what it is exactly what you want and when do you want it. Second thing, just as important, if not more important, what I want is a whiteboard that doesn't move around. That's what I want. Can't afford it. All right, second thing, why do you want it? Okay, so why do you want that thing? What does it bring you? A lot of times you'll find with this, the more whys that you can attach to it, the more likely it is that you will achieve it. If you can attach a million different whys to why you want to be able to achieve something, then you are very likely to achieve it. Also with the whys, they typically have to be something that's bigger than just yourself. If it's something that's just yourself, you'll find that these motivations are fleeting and that whenever you don't feel like doing a task, it's discipline, but whenever you don't feel like doing a task, you won't do it because the reason why you want it is for you. But, if you're a parent at home, you can relate to this. If you don't feel like waking up and going to work, maybe if you're single, you don't got kids, I don't got kids, but let's say if you're single and you don't got kids, and you want to skip work, maybe you skip work. I've never done that. But let's say hypothetically, somehow on earth, there's people that for some possible way do that, which I know there's not, but let's say there is. There is. I don't understand it, but there is. If you're married and you have kids, or if you just have kids and you do that, I think you're a piece of crap. Because you have a responsibility to your kids to go out there and get money and provide for your dang family. So your why is much bigger than just yourself. Your why is much larger than just yourself. So your why should always be larger than just you, because if it's just dependent on you, whenever you don't feel like doing it, unless you have really good discipline, you won't do it. Second thing with what your why is, and I'm staying here for a second because this is there's a couple other ones, but this is one of the most important points in this video. You need to be able to leverage the good and the bad for your why. The positive motivators and the negative motivators. See, if you can imagine, positive motivators are like dreams, inspirations, aspirations, things that you're trying to accomplish, things you look up to, that you're trying to pull yourself up to. And then there's negative motivators, and that's like thorns below you and like fire below you that you're trying to jump out of, right? Both are really good motivators. I know people that only use the negatives that are extremely successful. Now, are they the happiest people? Probably not. I do believe that you need to have both those things. You need to leverage those things equally in order to be able to still maintain a positive mindset, but also still have a grittiness about you. I think you should have both those things. But here's an example, okay? Negative motivators would be like the naysayers. Like people that say that you're not going to accomplish it. Like, oh, you said that I'm not going to do this. Let me prove you wrong. Let me show you why I'm able to do it. Right? A lot of my life, when I was growing up, I was picked on. So a big motivator for me was like, I'm going to show you, you think that I'm just some, normal non-special person. That's you're treating me right now. I'm gonna show you, right? So proving people wrong is a really, really, really strong negative motivator. It's a good thing to leverage, right? A strong positive motivator would be whatever your dreams or inspiration aspirations are, right? So it's like, I want to become successful because I want to be able to provide for my future family, wife, and kids and give them absolutely everything that they can wish, dream, or imagine. I also want people to provide massive impact and influence with people. I know that impact and influence, the degree of the validity of it is directly correlated to your success as an individual. That's why I need to be successful. That's the positive inspiration of it, but I also leverage the negative motivation of it from people that are naysayers. So figure out what positive things motivate you and what negative things motivate you. That should be linked to your why of why you want to accomplish something that you want. Okay? That's the first point. Second point. You need to be able to be able to surround yourself with the correct environment. Okay? Surround yourself with the correct environment. Now, in particular, surrounding yourself with the correct environment is so important because if we go back to As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, it's a fundamental book on how you can form and shape your thought to be able to change your situation in life. And the main premise of the book is this. You should definitely read it. It's an easy read. Short read, easy read, ton of value. It's been around for years. Your thoughts will determine your words. Your words will determine your habits. Your habits will determine your situation and your environment, which will in turn determine your thoughts. So this could be used as a positive feedback loop or a negative feedback loop. Because if you have bad thoughts and bad words and bad emotions and bad habits and then bad environment, well, that bad environment is going to dictate bad thoughts. That's why if you got a messy room, you're less productive. But if you flip it and you have positive thoughts, positive words, positive emotions, positive actions, your habits, and a positive environment, well, that positive environment is going to get you positive thoughts. So you need to be able to pick the correct environment and have a correct environment so that way you're best setting yourself up for success. If we're playing chess, me and you are playing chess, and I move my king in this in this spot, and it's not the best move on the chessboard. Why the heck would I do that? If I have a controllable move on the chessboard, I'm going to make the best move. So surround yourself with the correct environment. Position yourself in the best situation or be able to have success. Okay. First thing that is with people. Why the heck are you hanging around negative people? You know you need to be positive in life. You know in order to be able to reset your life, in order to be able to stop drifting in life, in order to be able to reform and change your life, why are you hanging around people that haven't changed their life? Why are you hanging around people that are still living in their hometown and aren't doing anything special in life and are playing video games on the weekends and going out on the weekends and not doing anything monumental in their life? Why are you hanging around people that are talking about the same things over and over and over and over and over again about sports teams, about gambling, about celebrities, about things that don't serve you? Why are you talking to those people? Why are you hanging around those people? You're hanging yourself by hanging around those people. You need to stop hanging around people that are drifters. You can't hang around people that haven't reformed and rechanged their lives. Okay, so you know that you're an average of the 5 people that you surround yourself by. You know this. Everyone knows this. But you continue to hang around people that drift and lose in life. I get it, you have history with them. But that history is going to be your future and nothing's going to change unless you change the people you hang around. Okay? The second thing, this one's a little bit more obvious, is your physical environment. Oh yeah, look at that. That means environment. That's what that says is environment, okay? I'll give you an example of this. You go to the gym. I don't know about you, but so like I've gone to 2 different gyms, right? So I've gone to a couple different gyms, actually a lot of different gyms, but there's these 2 gyms I go to right now. And one of them is stale. There's just people are pissed off in there, negative energy, equipment's broken. I hate going there. I go there because it's 2 minutes away from where I live. I'm not gonna say the name so that way, I'm gonna say the name. It's EOS. Hate it. Okay, so just a negative gym. Don't like it, okay? Other gym I go to, and I'm not gonna say the name of this one because no free clout, but the other gym I go to, super clean, nice equipment, cool people, uplifting environment. It's awesome, right? I get way better of a workout at the other gym than I do at EOS, which is like the bad gym, because of the environment, okay? So here's another point, okay? I'm a guy, all right? If there's hot chicks at at the positive gym, at the second gym I mentioned, I'm probably gonna work harder biologically. That's wired in you, don't deny your biology, versus the crappier gym that just has a bunch of fat people, okay? Here's the point. Pick a physical environment that has surroundings around it that motivate you and allow for you to work harder. No matter if that's something simple, like, I'll give you another example. There was a time where we took a team trip. We took a team trip to a couple different places, but the best one was Dubai. And you see these freaking $400 million mega yachts, super mega yachts. And you're sitting there going, dang, that thing's crazy. Somebody owns that. That's insane. And it changes your perspective and it motivates you to work way harder. So that way you make 50, 60K in a week. It's like, bro, that's nothing. There's a $450 million yacht right there. So your physical environment, surround yourself in a physical environment around things that are gonna motivate you and around people and things that are gonna uplift you. We talked about that also whenever we were mentioning having a clean room, right? But in order to be able to reset your life, in order to be able to stop drifting through life, you need to change your physical environment to something that serves you. Okay, the third thing to be able to reset your life and avoid drifting, and really the way to avoid drifting is just to live your life with intentionality and purpose. But the third thing is boom. It's just to do it. It's just to do it. Like, so many people will live life and they'll just live this certain life where they're stuck in their thoughts all day. And they're stuck in philosophy all day. And they're overthinking, or maybe they're just living like the perfect daydream and perfect plan of their life in their own brain. And they don't actually do the actions that are necessary and the grind that's necessary to be able to have success in life in order to be able to actually intentionally change their life. You need to be able to understand that imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. Don't try to come up with a perfect plan and fail to act. Perfect inaction will get you nowhere in life. Imperfect action is how you progress in life and how you change your life and how you're able to reset your life and put it back on the correct trajectory and avoid drifting. Okay, so once you figure out, again, the first 2 things, right? Once you figure out what you want in life, and after you figure out the correct environment, so you're surrounding yourself with the right environment, you know what you want in life, okay, now it comes down to actually doing it. What's the biggest thing with doing it? Is discipline. Okay? There's a common saying out there, Simon Arias taught me this, which is, if you know what they know and you do what they do, you'll have what they have. Okay, if you know what they know and you do what they do, then you'll have what they have. Once you figure out, okay, here's what they know. I've studied enough, I know the play, I know what they know. Then you need to do the actual steps in order to actually be able to obtain it. You need to, like, raw action always wins. Like, I'll take a person that has crappy sales skills on my sales team. I'll take that person, if they put in 12-hour work days, grinding their butt off, I'm taking that person all day over the person that has 10 out of 10 skill set and only works a couple hours. Reason why is because I could develop skill set, right? The person that puts in the most raw action and actually executes according to discipline is the person that's ultimately gonna win. Discipline is just doing the things that you don't feel like doing as if you love doing it. That's Mike Tyson for you. You need to be able to do the things that you don't want to do as if you love to do it. And you need to be able to avoid doing the things that you really do want to do, like your vices, and just be able to disregard those because you know that those don't serve you. The second thing with doing it is belief. You need to be able to believe in yourself. You need to have some sort of, sometimes you need to trick your brain to be able to actually just truly believe in yourself in order to be able to execute something, because if you have the results, you'll believe in yourself. That's easy. Once you get the results, you'll believe in yourself. The tricky thing is whenever you don't have the results, how do you believe in yourself? And if you wanted some really solid advice on belief, check out, I think it's gonna be the video right before this, where I talk about how to be able to believe in yourself in life in order to be able to change your life. How do you believe in yourself? Check that out. I go in depth on that. But really, you need to be able to actually believe in yourself. Therefore, you can actually get results in your life. That way you can use those results to further leverage getting more belief in yourself. But the trick to be able to kickstart that belief is in that other video. So check that out. And then the last thing for doing it, we'll end on this. Is remember your why. We just talked about your why, at the beginning of the video and how important that is. There's gonna be times whenever you're challenged. There's gonna be times whenever you're trying to reset your life and you're like, okay, I'm all fired up. I know exactly what my goal is. I know what I'm trying to accomplish. I have to do this, and this. I got the game plan. I'm gonna move with intention. I'm gonna wake up every day. I'm gonna do, 6 a.m. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna do, this many phone calls. I'm gonna do this much outreach, and I'm gonna change my life by this amount of time. I'm gonna be able to make this amount of money. I'm gonna get this car, and you got the perfect game plan. You got the perfect vision board. Then you get smacked in the face whenever something doesn't go your way. You face some sort of adversity. You will crumble if you don't remember what your why is. Remembering what your why is during the most difficult times in your journey are what allow you to reform yourself and allow you to mold yourself into the person you need to become in order to achieve the goals in your life. Why? Because you're able to overcome those obstacles and those barriers that most people crumble during. And the reason why you won't crumble during that is because you know exactly what your why is, and your why is bigger than yourself. Doing those 3 things, if you want to reset your life, if you want to live your life with some sort of intentionality and some sort of purpose and some sort of direction, and you just want to stop drifting in life, your days are getting counted away, they're flying off the calendar if you're drifting. If you want to live intentionally with every single day, so every single day has purpose and every single day has meaning to it, you need to figure out what it is the heck you want to do in life. That's the first thing. Second thing you need to do is you need to surround yourself in the correct environment that is conducive for the growth and goals that you have in life. And the last thing is you need to be able to just cut everything out, cut all the thoughts out that you're having and all the noise out of your life, and just execute. Raw action always wins. Just do it. Just do it. Those are the 3 things. If you got something out of this, make sure you like the video. Maybe put a comment. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you disagree. I can give some smoke back in the comments. We can get an argument. I'm cool with that, right? But whatever you get out of this, just let me know. But that's everything for today. Hope you found it helpful. We'll see you on the next video.